This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
All right. How are you doing, Ira? You feeling good?
Good. One day of training camp down, 82 games eventually coming. Still trying to get a read on this team, and it'll get more interesting, as I wrote today, because Tyler Herro's extension window opens tomorrow. So there's some basketball and some math on the horizon for this team.
So it's amazing, right? October 1st. So much happens on October 1st. It's crazy. Disney World open on October 1st. We're going to have a Schumer shutdown on October 1st.
I thought a Trump shutdown. Am I wrong?
No, it's a Schumer shutdown according to Trump.
Or a
Right?
Johnson, Johnson shutdown.
Yeah, it's just I like the Schumer shutdown. It just rhymes. You know, we know that they're both clowns and they're all in charge, but the Schumer shutdown sounds so good. It's really a good nickname to it, you know. So either way, but it's on October 1st. Okay, tomorrow I'm 59 years old on October 1st.
Okay,
you know, a lot of new cars. The date that they used to come out used to be like October 1st. So I'm just saying a lot of stuff happens, and it's all bad on October 1st.
We will see.
All right, so since the window starts, and I know you had a conversation with Tyler, and I know Tyler, since he's in a position of lack of strength at the moment, since he's injured, unfortunately, he kind of, insinuated that I'm not asking for the max. I'm willing to be reasonable here. And so what I ask is, what is reasonable, and why tie yourself to a salary for many years to come where I'd rather you stay liquid, and I've got the best chef that exists in all of Hell's Kitchen, which is the NBA. I've got the best chef, okay? So I can give him a guy off the street. I can get a Norman Powell type, and I can get those kind of guys and rotate those guys in and out for the next year or two, keep myself fluid, keep myself flexible, just in case some kind of disgruntled whale becomes available, while now I am acquiring assets that I now have at the same time. Why tie myself to a major salary like Tyler Herro and instead go the flexibility route? And if I have to, over the next couple of years, interchange pieces in that salary, I do it, but I stay flexible. Talk to me.
There's something to be said for saying fluid, but there's also something to be said for, at some point, anyone becomes a value contract at some point. Remember, this salary cap is shooting through the moon. It's going to be northwards of $300 million. So it's all about percentage.
Like our deficit.
I'm sorry?
Like our deficit. Go ahead.
Okay, there you go again with the politics. So if there's a price that's right, so in other words, first of all, God bless Tyler. I'm glad there finally are players who, just because they're max, don't think they have to start at the max. Bam has gotten the max. We both can question that. Jimmy was asking for the max. I think we both agree that he made the right decision. Tyler isn't. Tyler recognizes where he stands. So here's the deal. $50 million, cross that off like in House Hunters. So that house is out. $40 million, $35 million. At $30 million, you're talking Andrew Wiggins money. Say what you want about Wiggs, but he's always been and always will be a complimentary player.
Right.
Offensively, Tyler can be a leading man in a league that's leaning more and more toward offense. It just is. So what I'm saying is, if Tyler's approach of his agency is the same as Tyler spoke about yesterday after he did his group interview session, then I think there could be a price that not only makes sense, but it also keeps the Heat as fluid as you're saying. Because if Bam is on the books for $50 million and Tyler's on the books for $30 million, still got $220 million to play with. You can still get your whale and your whale 2.0. So that's the thing. What I would do is this.
30's not crippling.
30's not crippling. Probably 35 isn't. So if he wants his security, that's one thing. What you have to do is this. This is my thought. Matter of fact, I'll see if you agree. The problem with Bam is he's being paid like a number one. He's probably not a number two. And most people would say he's a quality number three.
That's what he is. That's what he is.
We-
He was the guy that would actually happily be the Bosch role when Bosch is really a 1 or 2, and he really shouldn't be a 3, but he was such a professional that he accepted the role. But Bam would be perfect for the role.
Or the batting a role of a number 4 when you think about his
Yes.
defense.
Oh yeah, on a team like that.
So,
yes.
So I agree with that. So as you and I have spoken on our Acura Pembroke Pines report, it comes down to Tyler's number being reasonable by one thing here, and you and I have disagreed. This is what it comes down to. God bless Tyler. He basically told myself and Anthony Chang yesterday, I'm not a number 1 because a number 1 gets the max. Even if you're not LeBron and one of the top 5 players, the top 20 players get the max. He's not that. So Orlando Alzugaray, in our ongoing debate that'll continue probably for at least 3 more weeks, here's my question to you. Is Tyler Herro a bona fide NBA number 2?
No.
Okay, and that's your negotiating position.
For me, a 1 and a 2 is a dog, and it's a person that you need to scheme for because they're going to be a pain in the ass tonight. And whether you like it or not, you're not going to stop them, and they're going to be relentless, and they're going to change your game offensively, defensively, team-wise, whatever it is, they will affect the game in a big way. That's how I look. I look at a 1 or 2 as it's Tim Hardaway, it's Alonzo, it's Wade, it's LeBron, it's Bosch. You gotta be a son of a bitch. I need a son of a bitch to be a 1 or a 2. And that kid or Bam, they have no SOB in them. They just don't. They're nice kids. Like Wade was a nice man. He's a super nice kid. He got a baby smile. But when he got on the court, he wanted to cut your effing heart out.
I'm not asking Dwayne if Dwayne's a number 2. Dwayne's a lifetime number 1. Whether he played with LeBron, whether he played with Shaq, whether he played with Bosch, whether he played with Goran.
But Hardaway is a 2. Hardaway is a 2. That's what I want for my 2. Cojones.
You know what? We do this Acura Pembroke Pines report every week. And to me, it almost becomes like a careful what you wish for segment with Big O in this regard. I think Tyler is somewhere in the range of a number 2. Big O, elite talent is hard to find. Was Goran Dragic a number 2?
I get we're settling then.
Gordon
Dragic is not a number 2. No.
Okay.
No, he's not. He's a 3 on a real championship caliber team. He's probably a 3 or 4 normally. A 1 or 2 is, man, it has to be like a difference maker. He has to be a perennial all-star for me. A 1 or 2 is a really, it's James Worthy. You know what I'm saying? It's Klay Thompson to Steph Curry. That's
more current. With the Knicks, it would be Jalen Brunson as a 1 and Karl Anthony Towns is their 2.
Yes, I know. Even though Karl Anthony Towns is a little bit of a choker at times.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. So there were questions there. Let's look at the Cavaliers. If Donovan Mitchell is their number 1, I think right now you can make an argument that maybe Evan Mobley is their number 2. You would probably question that a little. Orlando Magic, Paolo Banchero is the number 1. Is Franz Wagner good enough for you as a number 2? What I'm trying to say is, it's not that easy to get that number 2. Maybe in the Western Conference where there's more talent, and you can say you have Luka and you have LeBron, you have Steph, but Jimmy Butler's your number 2 for the Warriors right now. What I'm saying is,
but you're talking about all the teams that aren't going to win the title.
Okay, OKC.
Yeah,
Gilgeous-Alexander is your number 1, and either Chet Holmgren or Jalen Williams is your number 2. These are nice players. They're not transformative. That's what I'm trying to say.
Williams is pretty good. I like Williams.
No, he's an all-star. Like Tyler is an all-star, admit it or not.
Chet can, we can have an argument about Chet being a number 2.
You can have an argument. And that's the point I'm trying to make. And you can have an argument about Tyler. Let's look at the Denver Nuggets. Jokic, clearly the number 1.
And Jamal.
There have been real questions about Jamal Murray as the number 2 there. Or was it Michael Porter Jr. who they let go? So what I'm saying is, as much as you diminish and demean Tyler Herro as a number 2, this league has gotten very fluid with the talent spread throughout the world, like they like through the draft, like they like through the salary cap, like they like through the luxury tax. I'll give you an example. Not all time, but this year's Boston Celtics, okay? Their number one player by default is Jaylen Brown, but their number two player is like Derek White. It's like they're so limited in this league that it's hard to find the number twos even on elite teams right now. And I think that's what we're seeing through the NBA. I mean, you could look at the Clippers. Yes, you have Kawhi and you have Harden, but we're talking 36-year-old James Harden. The only point being is, and this is what I try to stress to you every week, whether you love Tyler Herro, whether you think he has dog in him or not, elite talent, all-star talent is hard to find.
Yeah.
And if you're willing to risk that away, I'm fine with that if you believe your team is starting over. So Big O, if they would have taken the dynamite and boom, tossed it in the locker room and traded Bam and traded Tyler, and like you were trying to do and move everyone for picks, I have no issue. But if you're going to play the middle ground, and your biggest offseason move is bringing in a 32-year-old player like Norman Powell, all I'm saying is this, Big O.
You're right.
You and I have to operate within the Miami Heat framework because that framework isn't changing. So what I would say to this is this.
Right.
In the Miami Heat's framework, if they find the right number with Tyler, extension. In the Orlando Alzugaray framework, and he does not own an NBA team, I can see your perspective that you get rid of Tyler, maybe you trade Bam for picks, and you start all over again. But you choose a lane, and the Arison's lane has been to try to go as far as we can with what we have and augment. And you don't augment by letting talent walk out the door.
Everything you said makes total sense. The only follow-up that I would have to that are you used to have championship aspirations and you chased great players. Are you now settling to be middling? Because that's what it feels like. And it's unfortunate, but that's just the way it feels like. By staying with Tyler, you are staying with being middling. And it's just not what I don't view Riley that way. I don't view him as middling. He doesn't dress middling. He doesn't think middling. He is nothing about middling. Everything that Riley does is first class. And I just see you not going for first class.
And I'll put it this way. Let's go back about, let's say 59 tomorrow, you said. Let's go back about 30, 35 years. When Orlando Alzugaray walked into the roller skating rink in Hialeah as a young stud with long hair and a beard that was not gray, and looked at the best
40, 50 years ago, dude.
And looked at the best looking woman in the bar, he still thought he had a chance when everyone else out here then knew that he didn't. The point being, the Heat still think they are walking into the club, strutting into the club with a chance of walking away with the prize. Are they delusional? Yes. Was Orlando Alzugaray delusional? Yes. Met a lovely woman. God bless him. There's so much delusion in this world, and that often is what keeps people and teams going. Are the Miami Heat deluded to think they're a contender this year? Yes. Is Bam Adebayo in a recent national interview he did deluded in saying the Miami Heat can win a championship? Yes. But to a degree, Big O, God bless them also, because they ain't quitting, and they still think they can, just like the Panthers think they can without Kachuk and without Barkov. Just like, well, maybe not the
Dolphins. Well, hold on a second. That team is loaded with a bunch of other guys.
I'm just saying is you still have to have the belief, the Heat have the belief, whether it is misguided is for others to say, but they're still going straight forward. They're still going forward. Therefore, Tyler Herro at the right price, I think I know what they're going to do. I would not be shocked if he gets his extension. Do I think he should? No. This is the rare case that I'm agreeing with you over there that I think they should wait. He has 2 more years on his deal. There's no reason not to. But you don't want talent walking out the door because in 2019, the arrogant Philadelphia 76ers, thinking they had the answer with Tobias Harris, let Jimmy Butler walk out the door, and they are still climbing their way back from that.
I know, but when you say walk out the door, I don't want LeBron to walk out the door. If Tyler walks out the door, I'm like, well, okay.
Yeah, not the same, but
when LeBron walks out the door, you're like, God damn it, bro.
It's little bit different. Yes.
It's just a little bit different. By the way, what's up with my boy Pelle Larson? Nothing serious?
This is interesting. And this is one thing I don't appreciate about sports teams and the hidden injuries. So We find out today that Pelle Larsson in the last game for Sweden at Eurobasket September 6th, he winds up being injured and has a quad bruise. Not the end of the world, but all of a sudden we don't hear that until today at camp when everyone practices except for Tyler. Of course, is out after the ankle surgery, and we find out that Pelle is still recovering. They said it's minor. Erik Spoelstra downplayed it. I do know this: when an injury lingers for a month, it might linger for 6 weeks. It might linger for 2 months. So is it a concern? Yeah, because without Tyler, as you've been pushing and pushing on our Acura Pembroke Pines reports, you wanted to see nothing but more Pelle Larsson. You don't want to see Terry Rozier. You don't want to see older veterans. You wanted to see what Pelle can do. So is it major? No. We're still away from the October 22nd start of the regular season. But is it surprising and a concern? Yeah, I think we were all surprised when Tim Donovan, the PR vice president, came out and said, by the way, Pelle didn't practice today. We were like, whoa, he did shoot after. He is ambulatory, but yeah, something to keep an eye on. Absolutely.
Achiuwa good to go. I know they just signed him.
Yeah, he is. I spoke to Precious on the side. And he looks older because he is older when they drafted him in 2020. I think he can help this team as long as you and I and everyone listening to our Acura Pembroke Pines report appreciates he's in a third string supporting role. If Precious Achiuwa twice a month does something to help the Heat win, that's a perfect signing for a veteran. That's what you want. Just like Kevin Love was. Kevin Love would have a couple of games, hit 2-3 3-pointers, make the big pass for a needed fast break, get some rebounds. It's a tough mindset because Kevin Love was approaching 40. Precious is just approaching 30 now. Can you get in the mindset of I'm going to be a contributor, but I'm not going to be the main guy? And here's what happens. If Precious tries to do too much, there won't be Precious Achiuwa, and they'll move on. It's a really hard role in sports for someone to say, you're our 10th man. You should always think you're better than that, but by admitting and acknowledging you're that's how you stay in this league.
All right, follow him on Twitter at Ira Heatbeat. And what are you working on there on the Sentinel?
Well, I wrote my story about today, Tyler Herro and the extension and his thoughts. And I just wrote, it was kind of neat today that Vlad Golden back at FAU after helping lead them to the Final Four. He's in his home gym right there. Erik Spoelstra still saying, hey, I remember the words from Dusty May when I was here at FAU. This kid is unique. He can find a role in the NBA. And Vlad told us today, he said 2 years ago, I sat up in the rafters during training camp in 2023, watching the Miami Heat, seeing what they were doing, studying how to be a pro. And he goes, it's incredible. I was up there. Now I'm down here on the court. So, hey, it's a local feel-good story. And since we're all basketball fans, we remember what both Jimmy Larinaga and the Canes and Dusty May and FAU had in those wonderful runs to the Final Four in 2023. We're in the Heat in the NBA Finals. The Panthers, their first Stanley Cup final. So it was a pretty impressive time. And now for Vlad Golden, it's full circle. So that's posted right now at sunsentinel.com.
And the kid was tough and clutch for his team and for FAU. So it's hopefully he can contribute here. And by the way, great job also. I forgot to mention the Andy Ellisberg story.
Oh, thank you.
I mean, who has not? I mean, I've had the pleasure of meeting him and talking to him several times, and he's delightful to talk to. He's got a great personality. He's way smarter than I ever will be, obviously. And so reading your story, I had no idea that he had gone through all of this. It was kind of breaking my heart a little bit, but to see him come out of it, tough son of a bitch.
Yeah, that was several days in the working. I didn't want to violate his right to privacy, but I said it's an inspiration, someone working this hard. And so
read the story, folks. Read the story. Good story. Good story. Good man.
Yes.
And good story. So good stuff there. Very good. Very nice story. Thank you, Ira. Appreciate you.
Catch you next week in our Acura Pembroke Pines report with our preseason preview. Thank you, Big
O. Yeah. Looking forward to it. Looking forward to some basketball. Thank you, Ira. The ADX 2025 model, 4.9% financing for 60 months. You can get it for $299 a month. 3.9% financing right now for the 2025 Integra, $299 a month for 60 months. How about the RDX? My wife drives it every day, $419 a month, 4.9% financing for 60 months. And we still have a couple left. I don't know. It was like 9 on Friday when we were there. I don't know how many are left. Today's the last day. Midnight tonight, you can get $7,500 off the ZDX Type S, $459 a month. They've got 0% financing for 72 months, plus you get the $7,500 break. You will not get that break after tonight. It is over. The Orange Man is eliminating it. Okay? So blame that on Schumer also. Anyway, go visit my friends at 15601 Pines Boulevard, just off of I-75 in Pines. It is the finest Acura dealership in the business, baby. It's Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.